Good morning,
Yes.
good morning, Marcus. How are you?
Well, we're ready to go to bed, so it's kind of late, but it's all right.
Oh, okay. What was the story about? The story to your son?
It was about these Ninjago Lego characters
Okay,
that they had these ninjas, and yeah, really good stuff for 5.5-year-old.
absolutely.
So
I envy you. I envy you. Right now, I envy you. And the reason is because my boys are grown up now, but I can remember talking to them, having stories with them. I used to put them to bed and teach them and tell them stories. And when I made up all these stories, they were all made up. And but what I used to try and do was to instill things in them. So I used to talk to them about things, to build into stories some acts of courage and
yes,
bravery and helping other people. And I was supposed to build these things into the stories for them so that they absorb them. And every night they used to say to us, "Oh," and my character, I created this character called Billy Braveheart, and um, and they used to
all
say,
right.
"Oh, Dad, what's Billy going to do today?" And I said, "Well," and I used to get them to say, sort of start the story off. I used to say to them, "Well, what do you think, Billy is going to do today?" And they would think of something, and then I would just pick up on that, and then I would go forward into the story. So they sort of created the start of it, and then I'd go forward it. And if ever I got stuck, I'd say, "What do you think happened next?" And then and they would tell me what they thought would happen next, and then so I would build the story out. And they're both, one of them's 32 now, the other one's 30, and they remember
All right.
their Billy Braveheart stories. So yeah, so it's a pretty cool time. So you've got great potential there, and we can do so much
Yes.
for the kids, I think. And we've forgotten the art of story. But anyway, I digress. I do that all the time, don't I? I drift off into other things.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine,
Yeah.
Martin.
Okay. Well, look.
Doesn't matter.
So I've gone through some of your emails, but first off, just talk to me about where
Right.
you're at and what's going on. What's going on in between the ears. Where are you at and what's going on?
Okay, I'm at the stage one, I would think so. I'm just trying to gain an understanding on the market maker's game plan. I'm not yet in stage two, as I thought I was. Like I emailed everybody about, okay, I made 100 pips, but actually that was 10 pips because
Right.
it was 000 with 5 decimals, and it should have been like 4.
Okay.
But for some weird reason, the SOK worked. Even I didn't have a clue what I was doing, honest. I mean, I just get making these deals and trades, but it was just bling, here's a good trade, bling, there's another one. But it was just, I was lost, like I wrote you in this email. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but the SOK somehow worked. I don't know how is that possible, but it just saved the money. And actually, I'm still on a plus and haven't done a minus. But
Okay.
now I get the feeling much like the SOK actually, how would you say, it actually drove me to this place. Okay, you have to read the Martin's book. You have to watch the DVDs I bought like 2 years ago. Watch them again. So the SOK is literally kicking my ass to do these things because I feel this is really nice. So I'm guided by my sock. I don't know if anybody else has this experience, but
Right.
that is what happens now. And I'm really writing like I got the book you told me, so there's like a lot of text here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see anything, but
No, but I can see you're filling in
it's
your
really
journal.
great.
That's
So
excellent. I can see you're doing that. Well, first off, okay, so SOK, sense of knowing. So anybody that's watching this who doesn't know, SOK, sense of
yeah,
knowing. We don't use our socks for trading, we use our sense of knowing. And that's our abbreviation for it. Okay, now this is a very
yeah,
interesting
yeah,
point here. Very, very interesting point. And that is that you're saying it's almost like your sense of knowing is here. It's all kicking in. It's working. It's giving you trades. They're successful trades, and you don't know. You feel like you don't have an understanding, and yet the sense of knowing is working. Is that right?
yeah. It's kind of this Jedi thing that okay, may the it's like, you know, it's one of the things. I mean, okay, this is a really far away example. Like when we built the house we used to live in a couple of years ago, I just had a feeling, okay, I have to sell this house if I want to get some good money out of it. Then came the, the collapse of the market in the housing side.
Right.
And like my next door neighbor literally missed for 1 month, and he had the house for sale 4 years. So I
Wow.
just had this feeling, okay, now Marcus, you got to sell the house. Okay,
Yeah.
we sold it, we got a good price, and money's in the bank literally. But now
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, okay, because I don't know if I told you, I had this feeling with this, system we're having now that somehow it like spoke to me. But now it's just, training me to attach myself to the model. But this is how I like feel it.
Yeah.
So I'm really feeling this thing.
Okay. Well, you're actually in a. I was going to use the word dangerous. It's not a dangerous place, but you're in a susceptible place right now with the trading. Now, let me explain why. You have the sense of knowing it's coming forward, it's giving you what you want, it's giving you the trades, it's giving you the profitable entries, that sort of thing. So it's doing all this for you, and now you're in this place where maybe you could start to think, or you might start to think, well, how is it working? Why is it working? Maybe I need to know more. Do I need to know more about the charts? Because it's a bit like the sense of knowing is doing what it's meant to be doing, but you're questioning it. You're thinking, well, why did it work? Why did it work? Why did I know what to do? Now, this is not the thing to be doing, okay? Because you're at a very special place as well as a susceptible place. The special place you're at is where the sense of knowing is absolutely working exactly as it should be working. Now, it may well be that you're higher tuned than other people at this stage because you've been using it, like you say, for your house and for life and all this sort of thing. You've been using all this.
Yeah.
Plus the fact
business.
It's not a new thing for you because you started off with the books, the DVDs with me. It's a long time before you actually come onto the $1 million in a year course and where you started. So all this information, that a lot of it you've consciously forgotten, is actually all there. It's all there. So now you've gone back. You're starting to look at the charts, and it's like clunk, click. In comes a sense of knowing. All that historic knowledge and skill that you built up that sort of disappeared from the conscious radar is now coming up on the radar screen and pinging, this is what to do. And it's quite amusing. You say, you just get the sense, okay, this is what to do, and it works out. Marcus, don't go back and question things. Don't look at charts and ask, what is this white dot for? There's 2 dots here. I haven't seen this before. Don't ask this stuff, okay? Because what that's doing, it's actually it's going to take your sense of knowing back to a sort of generating learning mode. And you don't want to do that. You just want to keep going exactly as you are. And Marcus, I can tell you now, you will feel this. When it happens, you will from time to time get this feeling of, whoa, I don't know if I should do this, even though you know you should.
What I'm doing.
Yeah, and you'll think, oh, I'm not sure, and that's because you're moving into an operation level mentally where it doesn't quite feel natural yet. Okay, and you've got to allow it to feel natural, and the only way to do that is to continue to accept it. Okay, so it comes up and it says, this is how you just have this sense of knowing. This is what you've got to do. It. Don't think about it. Do it. And then some people will say to me, well, if I do it and it's wrong, what then? Well,
it's just strategy. So
what you have to do is you're simply waiting for the sense of knowing to tell you it's wrong. And because the sense of knowing will correct the situation. And this is a key point that a lot of traders don't sort of grasp about this, is that when you go into a trade, you can go into a trade and the sense of knowing can be right at that moment, that's what you want to do. But if the market makers change the game plan, and you are not open to that sense of knowing about that game plan has changed, then you can get caught up with, well, should I stay in this trade? Should I move my stop? And you can go into a mechanical process when really what you should be doing is just, okay, I'm in the trade now. What is my sense of knowing telling me now? Shall I stay in the trade? What's going on? So You're not questioning it as such. You're waiting for it. You're not questioning it. Your sense of knowing. You're waiting for it to emerge. Okay, so you are in a great place. Don't break that place and start to break things down by analysis.